Hi, this is Erin from BlossyB. Welcome to my channel. The plan for this video is to create a beautiful trinket tray with a fox motif as a gift for a very special person. I'm going to be using this temporary tattoo with beautiful fox design, and this is a trinket tray that I've made previously using this mold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut around the main parts of this temporary tattoo so that I can just check that it fits beautifully onto the tray and that I won't have any overlapping edges or anything like that. So just being very careful though to keep on the protective film while I'm doing this part, and it looks like it will be perfect. So I'm going to now apply it as you would do any temporary tattoo, peeling off the top layer, placing the tattoo face down onto the silicone mold, and then just gently soaking the back of the tattoo with water until I can start feeling it slide and slip a little bit, and then I know it's ready to remove. And it doesn't usually take very long at all, perhaps 20 to 30 seconds at the most. And there we have it, our beautiful fox. Now, next step is, while I'm letting that fox temporary tattoo dry out completely, I'm going to turn my attention to what I'm going to do around the edges. Now, the very special young lady that I'm making this for, her name is Angel, and she loves foxes. She's the sister of a very dear friend, and I also know that she loves purples and pinks, and I noticed that this fox had some of those beautiful colours in some of the background areas. So I've opened up one of my beading trays and I found these gorgeous little beads. I'm going to use the ones at the top and the bottom there, the pink and the purple, and mix them together. So I've mixed up some Art Resin in deep pour. It's crystal clear and bubble free, just beautiful. And there are the beads that I mixed together. So what I'm going to do is I want to give myself a little base around the bottom of this edge, so that when I add in the beads, they're not directly touching the silicone. They've got a little cushion to land on. And so I've decanted a little bit of the resin out into this little cup, just so I can be a bit more precise, and just making sure that I drizzle that round the edges to get it into all the little nooks and crannies. To help dislodge any bubbles that might be hiding down on those angled surfaces, I'm just using a little tool with a soft sponge on the end to run around. And this resin degasses so beautifully. I almost never have a bubble, but I'm very conscious of the fact I'm about to tip in over the top some beads. So I want to give it the best chance possible of having this beautiful smooth top edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the mixed beads into two containers to try and get an idea of how many I need to use in each half of the tray. So as you watch me do this next step, you'll see I do one half of the tray and then I do the other. I just didn't want to end up where I had patches where there were twice as many beads as anywhere else. I wanted it to be a fair and equitable bead distribution. I'll speed this little bit up because really all I'm doing is I'm going around, tipping in the beads, making sure they land in that resin, and then if any come over the edge, I'm just smoothing them back in. And then once I'm happy with beads being all around the edge, I just pour in the last of that clear resin to give a final top coat over the temporary tattoo and the beaded edge, and then I'll set that aside to cure before the next step. And confession time, as this was curing overnight, I did not cover it, and I should have done. And the next morning, no, in the night actually, I got up to check it, that's right, and there was a teeny little flying insect that had got trapped in the resin near the fox's snout. And I thought, oh, I'll get a little toothpick and pull that out, without realising that the resin had cured to the point of a very thick gel, and it just did not go back into shape. So I pulled the resin up with the toothpick, and yeah. So I am concerned about this, and in fact I did sit this project aside for several weeks. I was really unhappy with myself, but I had my lovely friend visit, and I showed her, and she knew it was for her sister, and we had a talk about it, and together we came up with a bit of a plan for the background colour as well. And yeah, I felt much happier about that. So I'm just going ahead and mixing up some more of the River Art Deep Pour resin, and I'm going to be using the Pearl X Interference Gold along with the cream pigment powder that you can see there. It's just a generic brand, and the idea is that we want to have this really lush with luster and gentle sparkle, and provide a really quite a dramatic, beautiful background for our fox. This Pearl X powder is so beautiful to work with. It's the Jacquard brand, and this one, as I said, is the Interference Gold, and it looks like a cream colour, but it just has that gorgeous it's like a disrupting powder. It throws different colours and very pretty. And then just this cream pigment, because I want to give it an overall cream feel to it. And then I'm going to add in some of the Just Resin's Snow White, which is this magnificent sparkling dust. And you'll notice I turned over my mould. I've been bitten before, so to speak, by using these really fine particle dusts and powders with glitters and getting it everywhere. So, and look at how luxurious this is. It is beautiful. Just has so much depth. And then just to top it all off, I'm adding the slightest amount of this gorgeous holographic white glitter. It's fairly chunky, and I just want to have the idea that there's just little pieces here and there as a little hint, just to catch the light. Now it's time to pour this delicious mixture in, and I hope you enjoy watching that lush, creamy, sparkling goodness flow through the mould just as much as I did. And of course, it would not be a BlossyB make without the opportunity to make some beautiful extra little pieces. So the first piece I'm going to make is this little trinket jar with lid that I made in the previous video out of the AR400 in that ravishing colour of grey. So it didn't go brilliantly with the lid with the AR400, so I'm really trying to see if I can redeem myself here and see if I can move the resin around and try and avoid any air bubbles or anything where I could get that little divot again. I'm also going to pour another mould that I did in the previous video, which is that gorgeous little pin dish or bowl. And I loved how that came out with the AR400, and I'm very excited to see how it comes out with resin. It's a super easy pour, very simple, and takes no time at all to fill up. And then we are ready to set these aside to cure. I will admit I am a little bit nervous about demoulding the Fox trinket tray, so I'll start off with the little dish first, and I'm loving the sparkle and the shine and luster of that resin already, and it is beautiful. Just so pretty, so sparkly and gorgeous. And now time to demould the little jar. Now this has got a little intricate pattern all the way around it on the outside, and that has cast perfectly. No bubbles, bumps or anything, just beautiful. And I wish I could say the same for this one, but guess what I noticed straight away? Honestly, I'm starting to wonder about whether it's the mould now. But what I do is I just check the inside of the mould, just in case there is a fault with the mould and I couldn't see one. And then I decide to compare it to the AR 400 little lid that I did the other day, just to see if that little hole is in exactly the same place, and it's not. So that's one part of the mystery solved, which means I need to keep working on it. Okay, time to have a look and see if our beautiful fox design came out and whether that resin mixture did exactly what we wanted. And I love it, love it, love it, love it so much. So pretty, so beautiful. That resin mixture is exactly what we wanted. It's got that luster and shine, and it sets off the tattoo beautifully. So I'm really happy with that. Now I did decide to give this a very thin, clear top coat of resin, and I didn't film it. I got a little bit excited because I wanted to see if I could pour another lid and jar and not get the little hole in it. And I also wanted to pour the coaster holder from my recent Temu haul, and I tinted that green to try and match my froggy coasters from a couple of videos back. So here you can see this is now the fox with the top coat on, and just so beautiful, reflective, gorgeous, all of the lovely things. And I am really happy with it, and I think Angel is going to love it. I hope so. I'm so excited to give it to her sister to pass it on to her. So this was the little jar and lid that I did previously, and now it's time to see, have I cracked the code? Is it absolutely something that will never work, or is there hope? So the bottom, super pretty, really happy with this. This one I just used the fairly generic cream pigment too, by the way, just the mica powder. I didn't add in all those special sparkles to this one. So I feel like we need a drum roll. Da, 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 da. And what am I doing? What's going on? This is crazy. I've got another fail. Oh dear. At least it's symmetrical now. I have 3 sort of identical, flawed. Anyway, look, I'm going to let you in on a little sneak preview of sorts. I poured another one recently, like today or yesterday, and it worked perfectly. So I don't know what was going wrong. It is possible to pour. Now, time to demold the coaster holder. And remember, I did have high hopes for this because I thought it would be very nice to have as an addition to my coaster sets and to be able to sit the coasters in it. And it does look pretty. It's a great mould, good shape. A couple of little bubbles on the top. That would probably be me just trying to pour it really quickly. But when I try and fit the coasters on it, it appears to be Temu sized, if you know what I mean. So there's a coaster out there somewhere that would fit in it, just not any of the ones I wanted to fit in it. These things happen. Anyway, I'm just about to show you some final photos of these makes, and before I do that, I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank you so much to my subscribers. I am working so hard to try and get through a little bit of a backlog of comments at the moment that I was unable to get to while I was recuperating, and they are bringing me so much joy and happiness. And I am also so encouraged by the amount of you that are liking, sharing and commenting on my videos, and it means the world to me. So here are the final items. I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.